pinch of Basil. I am your host, Basil, of course. If you're joining us on Facebook, thank you so much. But don't forget that you can call in at 844-790-8255. That's 844-790-8255. And I'm trying to shut my phone off, and the thing has been bleeping and driving me crazy, and I think you people know what I'm talking about.
There's an on-off button for that, Basil. Come on.
Really? Are we going to start? Are we going to start this show?
I've missed you, Basil.
Yeah.
You were gone
yes,
for a couple of weeks.
we are going to start the show this way.
Yes. It evidently,
that little button on the side that, and when it's red, then it's off,
Yeah. Okay. Love like this, by the way, I can get in prison. So anyway, I just want to tell you, you can listen to us online at americamatters.us and on the TuneIn app from your phone or tablet. Just search America Matters. You don't have any excuse for not listening or watching us. So please make sure you do so. Today is going to be a special, very, very Greek type of week, if you will. Not only is it Greek Holy Week for Easter, which is very, very, you know how much that matters to me. But, folks, we'll go into that in a little bit. But I'm here with my wonderful, beautiful co-host, Janice Hermson. And, of course, we couldn't do this without my brother from another mother, Craig Moss. They are both broadcasting live from the studio location in Reno, Nevada. And I am here in my studio, a secret little hideaway. That's just secret.
Very secret. Can't know where you are.
Can't know where I am.
Yeah, that's why he's got a moving blanket covering the back window behind him.
Don't tell.
Really? Really? I mean, is it already gang up on Basil? You guys couldn't make it to the Bahamas with me.
Hey,
you didn't invite us. You did not invite us to the Bahamas. Come on.
I am just happy that you have somebody who knows how to spell Basil coming on as a guest.
Wow. Really? Listen, are you calling my mother stupid, man? Is that what you're doing? Because we're going to have some words if this is the case, all right? Just because my mother is not a good speller, and a lot of people know me as Basile or Basil E, we should not be picking on this poor woman. Mom, don't worry about it. They really don't mean it. Okay, so anyway, yes, we will have my wonderful friend Basil Mossaidis, the director of AHEPA, the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, will be here with us today. So we're very, very excited. We are here every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. New York City time, because we are all over the world. We're over in Australia, South Africa, all throughout Europe, and that's different time zones, but they know the time zone when you talk about New York. It's Eastern time zone, 6 to 7 p.m. every Tuesday. We have amazing guests and topics. We have tons to talk about. And again, today I'm very, very proud and pleased to announce the director of AHEPA, Basil Mossaidis. He's a good friend, probably one of the coolest guys I know, gives me more crap than God knows what. And we're going to talk about the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, AHEPA, because a lot of surprising news that a lot of people don't know that AHEPA is involved with intimately throughout the United States and really throughout the world. So I'm very, very excited to have him. And then from there, you guys are going to have fun. Janice, how was your 2 weeks without me? That good. Okay, thank you very much.
Do I have to answer that?
Wow, really? Really? Wasn't a little bit of missing me, just a touch?
Yes, I missed doing the show with you. I really did.
There you go. While I was away, I got to tell you, it was fun doing that fundraiser for Congressman Gus Bilirakis, and we were in Washington, D.C. On April 6th, we did that Guardian Angel Society that we did in Syracuse, New York, which was fantastic. April 8th, I jumped on a boat, went to the Grand Bahamas. It was cool. On April 13th, we did the Lenten comedy special. It's all the funny without the meat. We did that in Fort Lauderdale. That was fantastic. And, of course, we went back on the Royal Caribbean, and I went to Mexico, which was fantastic. But the dates that I'm doing I want to talk about is next week, Friday, May 3rd. I'll be in Chicago at St. Demetrius for a big concert there. This has been a sold-out show for a while. I heard they added some extra tables. As a matter of fact, the next 4 shows, they've added extra tables. 773-561-599. 5992. I don't have a little burp button. I should have a cough button and a burp button. But again, 773-5615-992. That's for the Chicago show. Saturday, May 4th, I'll be in Syracuse, New York at St. Sophia's. Call 315-395-3842. Sunday, May 5, I'll be in Lynn, Massachusetts at St. George's, Cinco de Mayo Greek style. Call 781-249-8759. And then Saturday, May 11th, I'll be in Perth Amboy, New Jersey for the first time at St. Demetrius Greek Orthodox Church doing a fundraiser for them, 732-826-4466. And, of course, we'll be at St. Demetrius Greek Festival in Wildwood on June 1st. June 7th, the AHEPA District Convention in Phoenix, Arizona. June 8th, I'll be at the AHEPA District Convention in Portland, Oregon. And then June 10th through the 16th, I'll be at the Laugh Factory at the Tropicana, Las Vegas, Nevada. June 18th through the 23rd, the Laugh Factory at Silver Legacy in Reno, Nevada.
Woo-hoo.
That's right. Yes, all my Renoites who are driving around going, oh, my God, thank God we get a chance to boycott them.
And you know, the funny thing about that show is that's a Tuesday. The first day is a Tuesday. You can do your show live from the studio here at the Reno Town Mall that day. A pinch of basil.
And that's why we don't have Craig really talk a lot on the radio, folks, just for outbursts like that. And
see, the priority is you being here in studio, not the Laugh Factory.
Let me do the jokes, Craig, if you don't mind. Okay, I know you're trying, and it's just not working. You know how to do this. Okay, the controlling. You just let me do this. You know I love you. Yes, I'll do some of the show there. Are you happy?
Yes. You better be here in the studio when we do that
I will.
show.
Of course I will.
Come
you know
on.
That.
No, he's going to do it like he's on a cruise, and he's going to ask to do a best of that day.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no,
Really?
I'm too busy. I just came from Las Vegas. I can't do it now.
Yeah, that whole, 4-hour trip by car, 2 minutes by plane. Listen, we're going to be talking about everything from A to Z. Do I really only have 20 seconds left for the first segment?
That's it.
Wow, it goes quick. My God. Listen, folks, we got to get back to you. We're going to do that little sponsor thing. And, don't go away. You're listening to A Pinch of Basil with your host, Basil. And catch us on. Hey, give us a call, all right? We'll talk to you in a bit. Again, you're listening to A Pinch of Basil.
Here on 1180 AM KCKQ, America Matters.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now, back to the show.
Oh, we are indeed back. You are listening to A Pinch of Basil. I'm here with Janice Hermson. Craig Moss is with us as well, who's decided to join part of the talking parts of this show, which was not in my contract, but I guess we have to let it go because he runs the board.
Yeah, if you want to talk, you better let him talk.
Well, evidently, we have to. And we were having wonderful conversations about the mating rituals of animals. And I want to thank you. That's off the air. Some of the stuff we have to go ahead and actually share with y'all guys in a little bit. But we are back. Listen, you can go right to the TuneIn app and find us on America Matters and or listen every week at americamatters.us. If you miss any part of the show, you'll find them on the podcast under the site A Pinch of Basil or on Facebook on Basil Fans page. That's BASILEFANS page. Go to separate pages for topics, and you can always find out. But we're doing something a little bit different. Within the next couple of weeks, we are going to be organizing to put all of our stuff either on my actual YouTube channel, or we're going to dock it up someplace else so you guys can go back to any show you want to see. As we move on, we're going to get bigger and better with better guests. I shouldn't say better guests. We have fantastic
I was going to say,
guests.
now, wait a minute. We have good guests.
We have great guests. We really have. And we've been so lucky. But we are raising the bar. And Basil Mossaidis.
Are you going to boot me out then? Is that what's going to happen?
No. You are going to be right there. I will bring them in and you hogtie them. And that's the way we're going to do it.
Right.
And, but I think you're going to be very, very impressed with some of the guests that I'm bringing you. Everything from Olympians to actresses to people who have done unbelievable things like walked and hit the top of Mount Everest, to, you'll have to see directors and actual producers of famous movies that you've seen. I've made my inquiries and started doing that magical list that I told you about that we were going to do. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. So
Hooray.
again, folks, we're on the. Sometimes it's really tough getting guests, and then all of a sudden, you say, well, I know this person who is that person, and then I know people, but they couldn't get themselves loose to do this, to come on. So I'm very, very excited. But to be quite honest with you, it is Holy Week, Greek Easter Holy Week. Janice Hermson and Craig, they wound up celebrating Easter last week, which is nice. Okay, it's beautiful.
And appropriate.
Yeah, somewhat, I suppose. But the true Greek Easter really is this week. This is the true
You know,
Easter.
if you knew my mother, she would really argue with that with you.
No,
You know, she's rolling over in her grave right now saying, no, Basil, you're wrong.
It is what it is. The great purpose, and for all those who want to say, oh my God, how can I join the Greek Easter culture? Let me tell you what you got to do. First of all, think this through. If you join the Greek Easter revolution and you wind up saying, I want to be an Eastern Orthodox person, it's a Christian religion, it's the true faith, as it were, you need to come, because the number one reason, if you do this and become an Eastern Orthodox Christian and celebrate the week after regular Easter that we all know that's commercialized, then you will realize that our candy is so much cheaper. Okay? Now,
Is that what it is?
Oh, absolutely. Now, listen, about many of you are wondering, because, I always got it took me 20 years to realize that chocolate bunnies do have ears. All right, that's the kind of chocolate I got. It was always broken. It was always stale. Remember Marshmallow Peeps?
Oh, yes.
By the time I got them, I can break windows with the damn things, for God's sakes. This is the hardest substance known to man. You could scrape the bottom of your foot with this stuff. It was unbelievable. It really, truly was. But we had the opportunity to do some great research, but that didn't excite me either. But let me tell you what did excite me, Janice.
What was that, Basil?
Well, in the Ukraine, the people have it right. In the Ukraine, the people have it right. For they elected as their new president a comedian. A comedian became the new president of the actual Ukraine. It's Volodymyr Zelensky. Okay, it's really Vladimir Zelensky. He is the actual president of the Ukraine. I am so excited because, Janice, I don't like starting, on the bottom rung. So I think for 2020, perhaps maybe so I can get my organization together, 2024, I will be running for president of these United States.
Woohoo!
Now, yes, I know that many of you are somewhat taken back. They go, my God, Basil, you are a brilliant comedian. Yeah, I'm sure you can settle everything that's been unsettled. Put this, basic Congress in their place where they belong. Senate, keep the way things are. We're going to change things around, and I'm very excited to take on the reins as president. Janice, as I told you, you will be in the cabinet.
Oh, yay.
Yes, it'll be the corner cabinet with the lazy Susan.
Oh, man.
No,
Come
you will
on.
be Secretary of Defense.
I get the role. You're going to give it to me. Yahoo!
There's no two ways. Listen, I know how pissed off you women can get. You're perfect for the job.
Hooray.
Yes,
I'm so excited.
And then because you women are so tricky. Because, us men will ask you, what's wrong? Nothing. And the next thing you know, you find your clothes outside the door.
Absolutely. Isn't that the way it's done?
That's what we need. Women like that who can keep a secret, and just next thing you know, Russia's secrets, nothing. Vladimir Putin will be outside somewhere with his clothes, if he wears any clothes, will be outside someplace wondering what the hell happened because he messed with the wrong woman. Now, the director of the Federal Communications Board, I'm putting Craig Moss as there. I'm just letting you know right now.
Oh, you get communications.
Yes, he is going to be the director of the FCC, and I am very pleased. Craig, what do you think about that? He's so shocked, folks. He is actually speechless. It's okay, Craig, because I love you. That's why I'm doing this. I love you. So, I'm trying to fill the rest of the people in this. So I'm just letting you guys know exactly what we're doing.
Hey, Ray Beeble's on board. Basil for president. I posted Basil for president 2024. There you go.
No two ways about it. You need to have me as your president. You want to have me as your president. You got to have me as your president. Listen, I'm going to figure out a way how everyone can get insured by paying a little bit of money. I'm going to allow all the insurance companies from coast to coast compete. More competition. We bring down the price, better quality of actual health care. We keep the hospitals in check. That's where the government comes in, keeping hospitals in check. That you can't just have these crazy prices just floating away. Can't be done. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to insure everyone. Everyone's going to be taken care of. So, you know, I'm good with this. Janice, your feelings on it?
You know, I just think it's very interesting. It will prove to be, I love that everyone's insured. How's that?
But I think it's great. I think it's right. I think we could do better, though, Janice. I think we can do better. I want to insure those people who are coming over here illegally. That's right.
All right.
Yes.
And now we have, you know, as you speak, I am typing.
You're typing.
I'm typing. Illegals insured. All
absolutely.
Right.
Now,
everyone insured.
Everyone who can get into this country is going to be insured.
Come on, come all.
Come all, absolutely. And not only that, if you can get past the 528-foot wall that we are putting up, you can get insurance. That's the goal. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Some of the things I've been working on. I'm just saying right now. Now, as far as
I want to know what you're drinking today.
I had a little bit of vodka. Thank you very much.
That was celebrating the Vladimir's
Zelensky.
Yes.
Volodymyr, whatever. I'm celebrating his name because I'll tell you what. To have a comedian be in charge of the entire country of the Ukraine. The Ukraine, where the oil fields are, the Ukrainian oil fields where Russia and the old Soviet Union used to get all their oil, that was the Ukraine. And I got to tell you, I'm really happy. Actually, this kid's supposed to be pretty smart, so I am really looking forward to see what he's got to do with that. Now, folks, we have 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go before we have to take our next break. But, Janice, did you see, there are 100 million vacationers going on vacation this summer?
Lots and lots of folks.
One-third of the population will be on vacation.
You're always on vacation.
Mentally, yes. I always have been. Some of the most spectacular places to go, Las Vegas National Parks. Wow.
Well, you're going to be in Las Vegas, so you could visit a national park.
I may have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do it. I always want to go. Do you remember that, man? I was actually a baby. 77 Sunset Strip. Remember that show? Remember 77 Sunset Strip? Okay. Yeah, remember that? I was
obviously I do.
Okay. I always wanted to go and do something like that. I think it would have been a lot of fun to go ahead and to do a road trip. But the thing is, you got to be with a lot of people that you really want to be with in the car for a long period of time. That's not my family. So anyway, I'm just telling you, I think some of the people.
It's a tough gig.
Yeah, but let me go over this real quick. Las Vegas is number one. Northern California and Southern Oregon, the coastal areas, unbelievable. Redding, California, I heard is fantastic. Northern New England. Did you? Do you really?
I did.
Oh, you did live there? Okay.
For many years, yes.
Must be beautiful. The Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, actually gorgeous. Gorgeous. So if you ever get a chance, you got to go. The Black Hills of South Dakota. I think that would be really cool. And then there's other news about turning water into wine, but it's recycled water.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit
good
hesitant
luck with
to that. Not so much. Not so much. I really.
Winemakers are not going to take advantage of that, I don't think.
No, not so much. No, not at all.
Or they're not going to tell you anyway.
No, they're not. But you know what? I'm not into it, even using it for coffee. But before we go any further, folks, listen, we got to get really close. We're going to get ready for our next guest. Basil Mossaidis will be coming on. So it's that time again. We got to do some commercials. We'll talk to you all in a little bit. You are listening to A Pinch of Basil.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
Oh, we are indeed back. You're listening to A Pinch of Basil. Don't forget, I am streaming this live on Facebook. That's right, under Basil Fans, Basile Fans. You can also tune in on the TuneIn app on any phone and or device. Once you have the app, just search America Matters. And if you're on the computer, go to americamatters.us. If you want to comment, go to my Basil Fans page at BASILEFANS. Give us a comment. If you have questions for the director of the National AHEPA, or I should say the AHEPA in total, just please go to call us at 844-790-8255. You can also text. Janice, what is that text number?
And that would be 775-237-2266.
Wow. I just want to thank you all. Wow, that's unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pride and pleasure to introduce our next guest. And actually, one of the greatest guys. I've known him for a bunch of years. He really doesn't spell the name correctly, but it is what it is.
Basil, we all know better than that.
Yes, that's right, Basil Mossaidis. We all know better than that. Spelling it with an E. Ladies and gentlemen, the executive director of the AHEPA, the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, where he's headquartered in Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Basil Mossaidis. Hey, Basil, what's going on?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Not much
Everything
with you.
good.
Everything is good. I got to tell you, it's good to have you on. I've been excited about this. A lot of people... I have a good friendship with you because we call each other just for the hell of it, just to get, bust chops. And it's always fun to do this because a lot of people don't really know what AHEPA is all about because they know you. I mean, you have a larger than life personality. You're fun to be with. You're one of the most knowledgeable people I know. I love your family. I love your wife. Love your son. And I actually got to tell you, man, it's really an honor to have you on. And just, can you give me a little bit and let the people know? Because I think a lot of people always feel that they have to be actual Greek to join the AHEPA. And it's really, that's a fallacy. We have presidents, vice presidents, senators, congressmen who, trust me, are not Greek. And they have joined because of all the great work that the AHEPA has done. And Baze, can you do me a favor, man? Just can you tell us a little bit about the origins of AHEPA?
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to thank you and your team for asking me to be on the program this evening. It's indeed an honor for me to be able to be with you, speaking to your fans. I will start out by saying you're right. You do spell my name wrong, and there is no E. I don't know what
That's what I
class
told
you
him.
took in America, but your name is Basile, not Basil.
And thank you so much for being on the show, Basil. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go to our next guest.
That's what Siri says. She says Basile.
Basile. Well, she's an idiot too. Okay, so what can I say?
Thank you. Well, again, thanks for having me on behalf of the entire Supreme Lodge, our Supreme President, George Lucas, who's from Cleveland, Ohio, as you know.
Yeah.
It's an honor for us to be able to be with you today. The AHEPA started in 1922, July 26, actually, in 1922, in Atlanta, Georgia. It began because our priests and our holy people looked like, the long beards and the galimafti that they wear. Mm-hmm. They were prejudiced, the people down there, and the Ku Klux Klan were attacking the Greek immigrant. And there are many artifacts that show no Greeks or dirty Greeks, so on and so forth. So the originators, the 8 founding members, were from the greater Atlanta area. They got together. They created this organization, which has lasted these 97 years. We have 450 active chapters, 36 of them in Greece, and about 30 in Canada, and the rest here in the United States. So these chapters, the founding fathers, created this organization first to Americanize the Greek immigrant, because during 1922, there was a huge problem in Asia Minor, as you know, and this year we're celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Greek genocide, the Armenian genocide. the Christian genocide in Asia Minor. Ottoman Turks killed millions of Christians in an ethnic cleansing. This marks the 100th anniversary of the beginning of that. And in 1922, there was a huge population exchange from Turkey to Greece and a large immigration wave from Greece to the United States. So the organization began by Americanizing, if you will, the Greek immigrant, making them good citizens, giving them opportunities like every immigrant needed at the time. And of course, we are traditionally known for the restaurant business, but 2 generations ago, these people were the dishwashers. So fast forward to today, the organization is still thriving and still vibrant, and it's still teaching its members about its history and its heritage.
And the great beauty of it, I love to see what people came to this country with literally pennies in their pocket. And they came to the U.S. with opportunity. That's the one thing, an opportunity. And they start off, like Basil said, as dishwashers. And then they became the owners of these restaurants. They became owners of fast food companies. They understood, the food business and any other business they went to. They went into law, they went to medicine, and they actually became great leaders of their communities. And so, it's great that the AHEPA helped them with that. Some of the milestones that you guys have had from the beginning to now, can you mention a couple of them?
Sure. Well, as you know, being an active member yourself, you know the extensive history. And what we like to do is take each decade and say, from 1922 to 32, it was a huge wave of immigration citizenship classes. In the 40s, with the Second World War, the AHEPA was the premier war bond sales organization, the only authorized sales organization for the U.S. Department of Treasury at that time was the Order of AHEPA. We sold over $350 million worth of war bonds. That was 10% of the entire cost of the war. So imagine what that means today. In today's money, that's like $5 billion.
Wow.
Right?
Unbelievable.
Imagine if somebody could say to you, listen, we're going to do this, we're going to raise $5 billion. We just saw the devastation that happened in France, and they raised $1 billion overnight. But that was with internet, television, social media. These people were licking stamps back in 1942, raising $350 million by nickels and dimes. And it sort of put the organization on the map. In the 50s and in the 60s, there was another wave of immigrants that came after the Second World War to the United States. And the AHEPA became sort of the premier Greek-American organization representing Greek America in the United States. One of my favorite stories when I first started here back in 1990 was there was an old past Supreme President, George Bournas, who served Franklin Delano Roosevelt's. He was part of the OSS. He used to recruit the younger members of the AHEPA to go to Greece and Albania and all the Yugoslavia at the time. And they used the AHEPA Constitution as an official cipher, which, can you imagine how that can be? It's like a movie, right?
Oh my gosh, is that ever been made into a book or into a film?
We've documented it. There was a young man at the time. His name was Spiro Capone, and he wrote a book about that, and he was in the OSS. And there was a special division, the Greek battalion, of course, that you're familiar with. Yeah. And a lot of these members were AHEPAs. So George Bournas, when I started here, was 90-some years old, and he used to take me to lunch once a month, and I enjoy to eat, so I would never say no. And he would tell me these stories about AHEPA, which I'm telling you, it's like a movie. And the landing on Omaha Beach by another president of this organization, the history this organization had was amazing. But in the 50s and 60s, with the Marshall Plan and the Truman Doctrine, a lot of Greeks came from Greece to the United States, and we helped them become Americans again. And we were going to the White House every year representing Greek America.
Exactly.
In the 80s, we started working on other projects, the restoration of the Statue of Liberty, and we raised $1 million for that, and so many other projects, St. Basil's Orphanage in New York, and just a plethora of projects that really we put our name on. And the people did it not for individual recognition, but for organizational recognition. And it's a tribute to all the members and certainly all our past presidents that have left their mark on the AHEPA and in the American history. I mean, you know many of them, Basil. You're a familiar sight at these events that we hold.
And the one thing, a lot of people who are listening right now and or watching, OSS was basically the beginning of the CIA. So here you have English-speaking Greeks that came from the United States to go back to Greece and actually did all that. It's just a phenomenal, and they used the organizational books for the cipher to go ahead. I think that's hysterical, and I think it was extremely intelligent. But, Baze, before we go any further, we got to take this break here in just a few seconds. But, again, this is so bloody interesting. I wish we probably had you for the whole entire hour, but we got another segment coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening right now to A Pinch of Basil. If you have any questions, please join us or call in at 844-790-8255. Again, 844-790-8255, or join us live on Basil Fans. You are listening to A Pinch of Basil. Keep it tuned on. We got more of Basil Mossaidis and the AHEPA.
Now back to the show.
So glad you can join us on A Pinch of Basil. We are talking to Basil Mossaidis. Thanks so much for joining in on Facebook. And don't forget, you can call in. What's that text number one more time, Janice?
It is 775-237-2266. So text us right now.
Absolutely. And also you can call in at 844-790-8255. And you can ask questions through my lovely co-host, Janice Hermson, and she will go ahead and tell Basil what exactly the questions are. And you're listening live, too, by the way, on the radio, all throughout the Reno, Nevada area. And, and again, Basil, this is great information and very, very interesting. The one program that you do have that I am intimately involved in, where I donate monies from my shows and from the T-shirts and stuff like that we do for the Greek shows, is the AHEPA Service Dogs for Wounded Warriors, which is, to me, one of the greatest things that we could possibly do to show appreciation and respect for these wounded warriors who come back from the theater of war, and they need these dogs. It's a crutch that they need. It takes care of so many issues that they have, psychological issues that they face. And Basil, tell them all about this and how many dogs that we so far have.
Sure. Thank you. So throughout our history, we've had several different projects and programs that we've run through headquarters, many of which benefited, young children, like bone marrow transplants, or the Cooley's Anemia Foundation, which has raised millions of dollars for research. Currently, we are working with the Wounded Veterans Dog Program, a Canine for Warriors program in the AHEPA. And to date, they've raised just about $400,000. They purchased 26 service dogs for these individuals that suffer from PTSD. And the very first dog we bought, which was, I believe, last year, maybe 18 months ago, was named AHEPA, which was really something very special for us. And they brought the dog to the convention, and there was a wounded warrior that came with the dog and a trainer. So it's really been sort of a godsend, like you said, a program that really universally touches all these individuals. And most importantly, they're not necessarily members of the Order of AHEPA. Many have joined because of what we've done. But our service is to the community, not just the Greek American community, the community at large. We're the largest provider of Section 202 housing in America. We have 94 buildings, 6,000 units for 202 section housing in the United States. We have the AHEPA Management Company that takes care of all this property across the United States. We do research for blood disorders. We do research for like I said, Cooley's anemia. We had a bone marrow match that we that we ran for several years to see if we could find individuals, because as you know, curing cancer, the only way you can do it is with a bone marrow transplant, if it takes, but you have to be an exact match.
Right.
The same thing with Cooley's anemia, which you've done so many concerts for us,
right,
for the foundation. And I mean, the list goes on and on about what it is that we do. We've done so many veterans programs. We've done programs with the amputees. We've had programs to assemble clothing for the veterans. A large majority of the individuals over a certain age were definitely veterans in the United States because they were drafted, right? So a lot of the older gentlemen that are members of this organization are automatically veterans. So they're very interested in the veterans programs that we provide, both mental health and physical health. So it's really a feather in the cap of the organization and its leadership.
And no two ways about it.
Adopting these programs.
No two ways about it. We have wonderful leadership. Our current president, George Lucas from Cleveland, Ohio, and past presidents, Ike Goulas, who I know is watching right now, and Nick.
Send him an invoice, by the way. You said his name, so you got to send him a bill now.
Do I have to? Okay.
And you said it right?
Yeah. Ike Goulas.
Well, there's so many. There's Nick Aracosta, John Grossmanidis, Carl Hollister. All these recent presidents, I've missed so many. That's the problem with naming names. You don't say everybody's name, but Frank Manios, as you know, from Ohio, and Anthony Kazunis, and Phil Frangus, and John Grossmanidis, they've all done so much for the AHEPA. And they've come such a long way. And it's really a great thing to be part of this organization. And like you said in the beginning, this is not a Greek club, okay? Like you have to be Greek to be a member.
From an ethnic point of view.
That's correct. Yeah. It is a fraternity, but it's open to everybody. You said we've had presidents that were members, President Ford, Roosevelt, Truman. They were all dues-paying members, not this honorary baloney, right? They pay dues to be members of a chapter. Congressmen, there's almost every congressman in New Jersey is a member because of people in that state that go out of their way to connect them with AHEPA.
And Basil, it's so true. And I always try and tell people, because I always try and tell people when I become friends with them and say, hey, have you ever thought? He goes, well, I'm not Greek. I say, you don't have to be Greek to join AHEPA. And then they join. They go, my God, the works that you guys do. Basil, is there a way for someone who is listening right now and or watching that people can join the AHEPA or find out more information, how they can join this worthwhile group?
Yeah, we want everybody to go and visit our website. They can donate for the dogs if they want. They can donate for any of our projects. We've committed $1 million to the rebuilding of St. Nicholas. If they visit ahepa.org, they can visit our website. They can join online right away as a friend of AHEPA. They don't need to attach themselves to a chapter necessarily, like you're a member of the Wilmington chapter.
Right.
But they can join online, and then they can learn about the chapters in their area. We have an interactive map that shows where everybody's located, websites, email addresses. So it's very easy to join. It doesn't cost a lot of money to join, but it's really a wonderful opportunity for individuals to participate in our scholarship programs that we give almost $2 million a year collectively in scholarships. I mean, nobody knows that. So
yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and they need to know that. And it doesn't matter. You can have kids that are not of Greek ancestry, that because their father was part of it, and then they join because there's the maids, the maids organization, the Sons of Pericles organization, the daughters. There's also the Daughters of Penelope that's part of the AHEPA. These are fantastic organizations that people need to know about. And I'm not pitching it just because it's Greek or whatever, but I am Greek. It means so much to me. My daughter received a scholarship. She wound up going to Greece last year, had the time of her life, earned college credits, and learned more about Greece and the history of Greece. And it was actually a fantastic opportunity for her and for a lot of kids right now. So Basil, kudos, man, for the things that you guys do all over the world, but especially here in North America. It's just fantastic.
And I posted the link on Facebook, so if you need to find it again, just go to Basil Fans and you'll see it.
Oh, my
Wonderful.
God.
Thank you.
Basil, let me ask you a question, man.
Sure.
I mean, what do you guys see for the next 100 years coming up?
Well, I mean, that's a whole other show, right? So
yeah, We got 3 minutes and 20 seconds. I mean, let's see what you can do with it.
I'll give you the compressed version. So, the organization has initiated over 500,000 people since it began. And I think it's going to initiate another 500,000 people in the years to come. The important thing is that we will maintain and promote the history and the legacy of the people that came before us. And we want to educate the children and our grandchildren on what it is to be a good citizen, whether it's in America or Canada or wherever they reside. Right. And we do that by teaching them good community service. So I think that's the future for us. Immediate future, as you know, in Chicago, July 1st to the 6th, we'll have our international convention. Next year's convention is in Orlando, and then we're going to Greece in 2021 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the Greek independence, and then in Atlanta in 2022 for our 100th anniversary celebration in Atlanta. So I suspect that you're probably going to be at all of those, Basil?
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be there.
And we look forward to working with you again in the future, and we thank you again for allowing us to come on tonight.
Are you kidding me, man? This has been, it's been great. I've always wanted you as a guest, and I'm like, man's always busy. You're traveling to Greece. You're traveling, back and forth to Istanbul to go to, to the Mother Church and, to see our patriarch over there. It's really amazing the things that you do for this organization. We all tease each other. We all give each other crap, and we laugh, and we can joke with each other. But the true work that you do, the AHEPA is as strong as it is and works as well as it does because you're the mechanic that keeps on retooling and fixing it and fine-tuning it. And, Baze, I got to give you a lot of credit, brother. As much as I tease with you, you know how much I love you. You are the reason why the AHEPA is as strong as it is.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, but it's not. It's the members.
It's the members
is the strength.
But you actually bring the members together, along with the president that we wind up having. At this time, is George Lucas. You're very humble, but I know what it takes. Getting all of us Greeks together sometimes is like herding cats.
Oh, my gosh.
But the thing is, you have learned how to do it. You do it so well. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, man, for coming on to A Pinch of Basil.
Nice. Thank you very much.
I appreciate that and all the great works you do for the AHEPA, Basil. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, and for all your great work, too, Basil. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Well, folks, listen, just a reminder to listen every week on Tuesdays from 6 to 7 New York City time. We can be heard all around the world on americamatters.us. If you're using the TuneIn radio app, just search America Matters and be sure to keep it as one of your favorites. Questions and comments? Not a problem. Go to Basil Fans on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Hey, like me on these things, for God's sakes. We got TV shows and films coming up. So give us a call anytime. You can leave a message at 844-790-8255. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Pinch of Basil. Have a great night, folks. Yes.